fans, the king of elite runners, Elite Godston, is back for the finale of my Minecraft game build developer commentary. This right here is the finale of my game build developer commentary. Now, before I do want to say this right here for the finale commentary, I do want to point out I did say this in my very first discussion build for part one, is where you've seen a few builds that have a bunch of 2D side scroll sections and some other areas as well too, which I did not conclude. Some of those are going to be a little bit more talkative and also hard to understand exactly. Like there's main lobby areas like Main Street, Oztown, Ventureland, and Bog Easy. Those ones I did not do commentaries on because there's going to be a whole lot of discussion going through exactly what is what. And one other thing I do want to point out as well too is the 2D side-scrolling sections where you go into each projector screen. That one I did not do either because there could be a whole lot of references and a whole bunch of movie clips of what references they're referencing to, and I do not want to give myself a copyright strike for that stuff as well. So I do apologize about that. But anyways, this right here is the finale of my Minecraft game build developer commentary. This right here is the King Blot boss fight. Let's begin with that one, and for the finale. Welcome to the final fight of my game build. The finale is a 3-way session of defeating the King's mastered enemies. Now, this one right here, you'll be noticing a whole lot of enemies which are just standard, which are just the originals. Then they move up to Elite, which is a little bit more stronger. Then Royal, which is even more stronger. And Mastered. Mastered enemies know a whole lot of skills, and they have a little bit more of a special skill in mind, which is Speed Boost. And for the enemies, the master ones, all I did is I just decided to use zombie villagers in this one, because it's kind of like almost like all the characters you like see in the game and whatnot, because NPCs have like the villager noses a little bit. For this one right here, I decided to use zombie villagers because the King Blot grabbed all the NPCs and turned them into their minions, where are like the evil beings of like the cartoon characters or something else like that as well too. But the only way to defeat them is by destroying each section of the little bloticles that have the little pimples and whatnot. You defeat one of those bloticles, half of those NPCs that were trying to get you will transform back to normal self. When you do survive one of the 3 waves, the King Blot will lose 25% of the HP. Upon defeating all 3 waves, you will get a boxing arena with the King Blot himself. There's going to be a big, huge story, which I'm going to talk about right now anyway, and I was doing a debate on it. The King Blot would be me included. The reason why I decided to do the boxing arena in this one is just because, number one, I am not a fan of fireworks. Every time for July 4th and other stuff as well too, like July 4th and New Year's, like they're my favorite, like they're pretty good holidays and whatnot, but the only downside is that when it gets dark, I get anxiety and I am not a fan of fireworks. And I just don't like loud noises at all. Like they're pretty cool and whatnot, but I'm just not a fan of them. And they're really loud because of the noise, as I said. But I do apologize for folks that are a huge fan of fireworks, but I'm not. Because in the actual game, it showed Mickey and Oswald trying to become together and whatnot, and unfortunately Oswald wanted to go back into the actual cartoon era where he was first introduced and was first to be forgotten. But apparently, he decided to just give only Mickey the personality because he's more popular and whatnot when Oswald was first introduced by Walt Disney. Which I just realized that at first when there was a cutscene of him with a very important thing, which I didn't realize at first. But for the debate, like I said, I was going to go for me in the final fight, but I decided to not do that method and try to make it a little bit more challenging. So I decided to do the Warden in this fight. But don't worry, I did do some tweaks to the Warden as well too to make it more like it's kind of like me in there. But for this one, I decided to do the weakening effect. But his range attack is still pretty powerful. So just be very mindful about it. And it did add a little bit more areas to some of the sections, like HP regen spots and other stuff as well too. And it's still a little bit more challenging as well too, with the Warden having the range attack being so powerful. There's nothing much I can do with it being like weakened with the weakening potion effect. That's not much I can do, but I decided to do the Warden instead of me because there's gonna be too much command blocks going through one by one. Like if the person that's trying the game died and had to restart again, all the players' effects will be gone and it had to reset everything all over again, which is not exactly what I thought in mind. Because even if they have the specific health boost included, like health boost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, it will also increase the other players as well 2 HP by what it was exactly. So that's what I decided not to do anyway. And I did say this in my previous video. I will say about a conclusion for this one as well too. So in conclusion, this is all of my developer commentary I have for you guys today. If you guys are really interested in trying this game out, feel free to try it out if you like. There's only a few rules I have in mind, are just the how to play mechanics. All I did was just make some changes. Previously, when I did this with my beta tester, I kept losing track, and I was doing stopwatches for each specific section of level of what they were doing, and I was like really spacing out, and I kept forgetting to do stop, 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 stop. So I decided to do no stopwatch sequence when completing a specific level. All I did is that just do specific ranking levels. And for ranking levels, I will speak about that in a bit. The leaderboard rankings has also been revamped. For now, for the leaderboards, it will only detect how many pins, quests completed or failed, and gremlins saved, and with the level rankings as well too. For the level rankings, I decided to do specific ones, which is a reference to Pizza Tower or Sonic games. Like, for the ranks, you have either S tier, A tier, B, C, or D. Not much I can say about it, but I will be doing like specific like calculations of each specific level of what you have. So most likely, you can explore around what you like, because there's two specific type of method to try out for. You can go for the exploring path, just like going through every single one and trying to collect every single bit you have, or doing the speedrun method and see exactly what you get. And I do want to point out as well too, for the leaderboards, if a specific player tied of the same amount, whichever one's is hang on, let me rephrase. Whichever one of you guys have closer birthdays to when my first game build was first introduced is when it will be ranked first place. So like, for example, I completed mine and someone else completed with the same amount as well too. Whoever's birthday was closer to whenever my first game build was first started is when they'll be ranked first place. So it's more likely a guessing game and just ratio of like whoever is closer to it gets that spot. And all right there is just want to say that's the entirety of my Minecraft game build developer commentary. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. And this is really just a long journey, and I've been trying to find perfect time to do a whole lot more developer commentaries. But this right here is my very first ever game build developer commentary. And maybe one of these days, I'm still trying to find a perfect time to have a test run with, so I can start doing actual videos of me doing gameplay of this as well too, so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. And if I do that, there's going to be one tiny minor change, which I'm going to say, is that add-ons. Yes, I do have add-ons on here, but I have to remove the add-ons of what I have if I'm going to do videos of it, because there are some folks that have actual permissions of posting stuff on there, and I rather not do that because I will get myself copyright struck, and I rather not do that. So for any type of gameplay I do, I have to stick exactly to what my method is anyway, because what I had is that when I do offline stuff, I do actual add-ons offline, but whenever I do video stuff, I always do like removed, like no add-ons at all when I go online and whatnot, and do a whole bunch of video recordings. But for the offline stuff, I do a whole lot of testing and whatnot and all that stuff. But if you guys really want me to, I can start doing a poll. And if you guys want me to do that, go ahead. Go ahead and let me know. So just a quick heads up. But that's all I can say right there. But like I said, for the add-ons, I don't do a whole lot of add-ons and videos and whatnot from my game builds because I rather just keep it simple and just plain as possible because I don't want to give myself a whole lot of copyright struck and give myself a whole lot of issues. But I will probably put a poll up so that way you guys can see exactly what you guys want me to do anyway. But this right here will conclude my very first ever game build developer commentary, which has been over 5 years since I first started making this. Again, I started making this in July 1st of 2020. And it's already 2025, so not much I can say about that. But I am making some more other game build developer commentaries, but I'm not going to say which ones they are yet. I still need to do a whole lot more work. I just want to get this one taken care of first, because like I said, I do apologize. In one of my older videos, I made a specific tiny little trailer clip of me just saying coming soon in July, etc., etc., etc. A whole lot of changes, and nothing else I can say about that because it was just a very long entirety of doing every single build, and it was going to take me a whole lot of like years to get it all done. Sorry. But this right here will conclude the entirety of my game build developer commentary. Again, this was Epic Mickey right here, my very first childhood gameplay, which I really love the most for a Wii game, and it's also been remastered. And if folks are going to ask about the remaster version, I'll also make a poll for that as well too. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will do gameplay of this as well too, so you guys can see exactly of the breakdown, functions, and all the stuff with what I've been doing so far. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Lightning Strike.